What's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today is 8/24/2020, and that means it's officially the first ever Kobe Bryant day. So today, I'm going to unlock my inner Mamba mentality, and I'm going to do something that has never ever been done on YouTube. I know for a fact no other reactor, no other YouTuber is going to do this. So today, I'm going to be releasing 24 videos on Kobe Bryant. One video is going to drop every hour on the hour for the entire day. Before we begin this video, I know that this day is all about Kobe and celebrating his legacy, but I do not want to forget all the other people that are impacted by this tragedy. So can we please all just take a moment of silence and honor all of these victims? Thank you. If you're new to the channel, my name is James. All I ask is today you unleash your Mamba mentality and you do something great. If you like my vibe, you like my content, please consider going down below and liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Without further ado, the next video we are reacting to today is called The Craziest Kobe Bryant Stories You Will Ever Hear. I'm super excited to see this, so let's see some of the crazy stories Kobe Bryant has had in the league according to other players. Let's get it.
Do you remember what you told me one day before when I first met you? You said you were going to be the finisher for me.
Like the greatest player of all time?
Yes.
Damn.
Remember you told me that?
No, that sounds something.
No,
that sounds like something I would say.
You actually said that, and then you actually said I'm gonna be the Will Smith of the NBA. That's what you
really?
Yeah, and I was like, all right.
The Will Smith of the NBA is crazy.
It's changed.
Kobe Bryant is without a doubt a top 10 player of all time, and some would even make the argument for him being a top 5 player ever. Winning 5 rings, 2 Finals MVPs, a regular season MVP, 18-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA, 12-time All-Defense, 2 scoring titles, and the list just goes on and on and
That's
on.
crazy,
and
bro.
He's also my favorite player of all time and always will be. I know you guys probably know me for being a Steph Curry fan, Warrior fan, but the simple fact is that without Kobe Bryant, my love for basketball would probably not even exist because he's the reason that I actually started watching. He's probably the hardest working athlete in the history of sports. And
100% facts. That's a whole proven fact. I don't know any other athlete that has worked harder than Kobe Bryant. I just don't know one. Personally, I don't.
There have been mind-blowing stories to further emphasize just how insane this guy actually was. And so today, we're going to be talking about some of these stories that will further prove just how crazy Kobe Bryant actually was. But before we begin, if you're new here, I'm Double D. I'm a huge basketball fan. I make NBA videos here on YouTube. So if you're also an NBA fan, or just basketball fan in general, feel free to hit the sub button and click the bell to be notified when I upload more videos just like this one. Alright, let's get into the video. Alright, so let's just get right into these stories. So the first one takes place during the Olympics. So on the night before Team USA's first practice day, Kobe told his trainer that he wanted to add bike riding to his routine to improve his conditioning during the summer. And so they decided to go on a bike ride. Kobe, his trainer, and his bodyguard would rent 3 bikes for a bike ride, but this wasn't just some ordinary bike ride. This would be a 40-mile bike ride that would end at 2:30 in the morning.
What the heck?
For reference for my California viewers, this would be the equivalent of him riding from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles all the way to Huntington Beach. And just a few hours later, Kobe Bryant was the first player in the gym preparing for a full day of workouts. That's crazy, bro. And just to add to the story, let's hear what Chris Bosh had to say about Kobe during Olympic training. We're in Las Vegas and we all come down for team breakfast at the start of the whole training camp. And Kobe comes in with ice on his knees and with his trainers and stuff. He's got sweat drenched all through his workout gear. And I'm like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, man. Where the hell is this guy coming from? But one story truly shows exactly just how driven Kobe was in literally anything that he did.
That's
crazy. So this is told from the perspective of Mike Trudell, who's a Lakers sideline reporter. So according to him, there was a ping pong table in one of the rooms, and Mike was pretty good at ping pong since he grew up playing it. He challenged Kobe to a game after Kobe was talking trash to two guys that he just beat. And so they start playing, and immediately he sees that Kobe isn't really that good, because, I mean, he doesn't play ping pong.
Obviously.
But according to Mike Trudell, he was literally watching every point and learning as the game is going on. So Mike wins the first game, but Kobe wants to play again. And the second time, he did beat him again, but Kobe was a lot closer than the first game. And Mike ends up saying, within 5 minutes, he was taking the ping pong game so seriously. I've never competed against anybody like that in anything, and I played at D1
Dang,
sport.
bro.
That felt as intense as that ping pong game. Then, after Kobe...
I bet Kobe was talking hella trash. Like, bro, I'm coming for you.
The second time, he turns to his security guard and says, we need to get a ping pong table ordered so that doesn't happen again. And Mike's finishing thought when he first heard this is, it was my own little insight into what he's like as a competitor and as a person. That was fascinating.
That's crazy. Ordered a ping pong table on the spot, bro.
Making a career at the Los Angeles Recording School. Learn.
To me. So, the last few seasons of Kobe's career were pretty forgettable simply due to the amount of injuries that he dealt with. But if you know anything about Kobe, then you know that he would only miss games if he literally, physically couldn't play. He's played hurt, he's played sick, but nothing will ever top what he did just a few years ago. Because while the 2 free throws on a torn Achilles is probably one of the most famous examples of this game is equally as impressive and, in my opinion, doesn't really get the attention that it should. So on January 21st, 2015, against the Pelicans, Kobe was driving baseline for a dunk, and due to contact from Quincy Pondexter, he would end up tearing his rotator cuff in his right shoulder. And so later in the game, this happened.
What the hell?
Left-handed jump shot. And that tells me his shoulder is sore. That tells me his shoulder is hard to raise up over your head.
Oh.
Yes, instead of going to the locker room, Kobe would instead end up playing the game left-handed. And I have nothing else to really say about this because
that's crazy. I never knew that. That's crazy.
So let's go on to some times where he talked trash before the game and backed it up. So on November 11th, 2005, the Lakers played the 76ers and a 21-year-old Andre Iguodala, who ended up holding Kobe to just 17 points on 7 for 27 shooting. And so he ended up talking to some reporters after the game and said that Laker coach Phil Jackson told him that it was the best he'd ever seen someone defend Kobe. And so the next time the Lakers played the Sixers, just a couple months later on January 6, 2006,
he unleashed the Mamba.
The Sixers locker room to deliver a message to him. But he wasn't there yet. So Kobe, being Kobe, told them to pass a message on to him by simply saying, tell Andre 50 tonight. And do you want to know how many points he scored that game?
57.
48 points on 19 for 29 from the field. Now, I just want to take a moment because even though he didn't score 50, do you understand how hard it is to score 50 points in an NBA game, just normally?
Bro, what?
But then to tell someone...
You gonna drop it on their head, bro.
On them, and then to go out and almost do it, that's just... Jeez. But this next one follows the same theme. So, in December of 2006, Gilbert Arenas had the game of his life by scoring 60 points on the Lakers and setting an NBA record of 16 points in overtime alone, which is a record that still stands today. And so, when the Wizards are on their plane about to leave, Caron Butler calls Kobe since they were good friends. And that's when Gilbert says, hey man, who you talking to? You talking to Kobe? Put him on speakerphone.
Oh, he
and
was
for
bold.
reasons that I will probably never understand, he decides to say, hey man, if you're the Black Mamba, then I'm the Black Mongoose. To which Kobe responds, I'm gonna remember that when I come see y'all in DC. And so, fast forward 3 months to February 3rd, 2007, where the Lakers are playing the Wizards. Kobe doesn't shake anyone's hand before the tip-off. Instead, he goes over to Gilbert Arenas, pats him on the back, and said, remember, you asked for this. Kobe then goes on to score 32 points in the first 3 quarters and finishes the game with 39 points, while Gilbert scores 37, but he did so on 9 for 29 from the field, and 3 for 15 from 3. That's,
not good.
Yeah. But
not good.
This last one is probably the craziest of them all, and will only confirm just how crazy his work ethic actually was. The story is told from the perspective of Gerald Henderson, who played against Kobe quite a bit in his career. But this was one of the first matchups in 2009. So Gerald comes to the arena to get some shots up way before the game. And in typical Kobe fashion, he's there first. Because, of course, he is.
I always got to be at the
Gerald
gym
starts
first.
paying more attention.
Kobe is always there. Always the first person there, last person to leave. And that Mamba mentality was something crazy, bro.
And because, I mean, he's a rookie at this point, and this is Kobe Bryant right in front of him working on all his moves, so he could learn some things. But Gerald notices that Kobe's missing more shots than usual, but at first he didn't really think too much of it. But that's when Kobe looked up at the rim with the ball in his hand looking confused, and he motions over to the sideline. From there, a bunch of workers come out onto the court, and Kobe's talking to them, and one of them eventually brings out a ladder. And so that's when Gerald finally comes out to center court and asks, "What's going on?" To which Kobe responds, "Something's wrong with the rim. It's too low. It's a quarter inch too low." To which Gerald responds, "Huh? What do you mean? I was missing shots that I don't miss. I'm pretty sure it's low. A quarter of an inch." To which Gerald admitted to thinking, "Dude, Kobe, maybe it's not the rim. Maybe you're just missing shot."
Yo, this video is crazy, bruh.
Spirit is one we all share.
That's wild.
It's the story of a man who
So you mean to tell me this dude has a muscle memory so crazy that he knows if the rim is off barely?
rooted for those. with
That's
a
crazy,
fighting
bro.
But anyway, Kobe goes back to his shooting routine after those guys do whatever they did to the rim. And that's that. Then they, play the game, and then after the game, Gerald sees one of the guys that was working on the rim before the game. And so he asks him, "Hey man, what was up with the rim before the game?" To which the maintenance worker responds, "Oh, someone notified us that it was a little lower than regulation, but don't worry, we adjusted it to 10 feet. And in Gerald's own words, "Then he told me how much it was off by." And I could tell you his answer, but I think you already know what he
That's
said.
crazy, bro.
I just want to take a second to talk about this. Like, do you understand how small a quarter of an inch is compared to a 10-foot rim, or even just how small it is in general? Like, think about what? Think about the size of a pea or a pencil eraser. That's roughly how big a quarter inch is.
That's
and he
crazy,
knew it was
bro.
off even by that little amount because that's just how much he worked on his shot. This man was so far beyond just the word great. He was legendary. Like, we're talking about the man that counted 400 made shots after team practices before he actually left the court. This is the guy that would, quote, be in the gym at 6 a.m., take his daughters Natalia and Gianna to school at 8, then come back around 9 to shoot some more. And no one would have any idea he's been in the gym working for 3 to 4 hours.
That's
This is the
crazy,
guy
bro.
that, while coaches were talking, he would be there doing basketball moves without the ball in his hands. I'm serious. Listen to Shaq here.
No, man. Just stay there. Just give him a place. So,
All right, guys, here it is on the double and the pick and roll. And every pick and roll, what we're going to do is we're going to double the pick and roll. And then once he rolls to the basket, I want you to double down from the top. We're going to double down from the top on the other thing. And we're going to act. So that's what he was. So what was Del Harris doing?
We all
saying as this was going on.
we all just looking like, what is this kid doing? Like, what is full speed, sweating, just pump faking and moving around without a ball.
I remember you
Talking to himself. You can't guard me. like just talking to himself. We're like, me, Fisher, Fox, we're all looking up like,
and this is your rookie.
yeah, he's my rookie.
This is the guy that would shoot at 5 in the morning in a gym with the lights out, and it just goes on and on and on. So I hope what you can take from this is that if you want to be great at something, you really need to work at it. So much so
Facts.
that people might think you're crazy. But one thing's for sure, if you put in all the work, it will all eventually pay off in the end.
Exactly.
I want to end this video.
Alright, that's enough for that video. But yeah, like you said, if you really want to be great at something, you just got to really try to perfect your craft. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And just remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. So go out, find your passion, and work towards your dreams daily. And never let anyone or anything discourage you. I love all of y'all. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Peace.